Welcome, fellow gardeners. Today we're diving deep into one of my favorite topics, getting an absolutely massive harvest from your fig trees. Many of you ask how I get so many figs, and the secret really comes down to a consistent and targeted feeding strategy. We're going to focus exclusively on the main crop of figs. Why? Because for most growers, especially those outside of very long, hot growing seasons like California, the main crop is your reliable go-to harvest. The breba crop grows on the previous year's old wood but can be unreliable. The main crop figs form on the current season's growth, what we call new wood. As these new branches grow, they develop what are called nodes. A node is simply a point on the stem where a leaf emerges. At each node, your fig tree has the potential to produce one leaf and one fig. That's the golden rule: one leaf, one fig. So the more nodes your tree creates, the more potential figs you can get. Fig trees are incredibly vigorous growers, and this vigor requires a serious amount of fuel. Unlike other fruit trees, a fig tree is an indeterminate fruiter. This means that as long as it's growing new wood, it's trying to produce new figs. Think of it like a marathon runner trying to compete after eating only one big breakfast. Your fig tree is running a marathon from spring until the first frost. A fig is not a simple fruit, it's technically an inflorescence, a fleshy, hollow structure lined with hundreds of tiny flowers on the inside. For fig trees planted in the ground, a monthly feeding schedule is perfect. For container-grown fig trees, the schedule needs to be more frequent. I recommend feeding your in-ground trees on the 1st of every month, starting around April 1st and continuing until about September 1st. From April 1st to September 1st, a container fig would receive around 12 feedings, while ground trees get 6 solid feedings throughout the season. We stop feeding about a month before the first frost to signal to the tree that it's time to slow down and prepare for winter dormancy. My strategy relies on a 1-2 punch of a balanced all-purpose dry fertilizer and a high-potassium water-soluble fertilizer. For the granular, I love using something like a 5-5-5. For liquid, I use Alaska Moorbloom with an NPK ratio of 0-10-10. The dry fertilizer acts as a slow-release base, providing a steady foundation of nutrients over time. The water-soluble fertilizer is the fast-acting component. I typically mix 1 tablespoon of the Alaska Moorbloom per gallon of water. This dilution is gentle enough to be used frequently without burning the roots. For an in-ground tree, I recommend using about 1 cup of balanced granular fertilizer for every year of the tree's age, up to a maximum of about 10 to 12 cups. Sprinkle it evenly over the soil surface, starting about a foot away from the trunk and extending out to the tree's drip line. The key here is slow and steady application. Don't just dump the entire gallon at the base of the trunk. For a container tree, I continue pouring until I see a little bit of liquid start to seep from the drainage holes. Don't get too hung up on the exact dates. You can set a recurring reminder on your phone or mark the dates on a physical calendar. Try pre-mixing your dry fertilizers. At the beginning of the season, measure out each dose into a separate small container or zip-top bag. To prevent nutrient washout, water the tree with plain water first to moisten the soil, then apply the fertilizer solution slowly and evenly. Finally, observe your tree. If the leaves are looking pale or yellow, it might need more nitrogen. If growth seems stalled, it might be time for another feeding. I want to personally invite you to try this method for yourself. Don't be intimidated by the schedule or the different types of fertilizers. It's a system that has worked wonders for my figs, and I am confident it will do the same for yours. Remember that you can adapt this process to fit what's available to you. The brand name is not what's important. The NPK ratio and the principle behind it are what matter. The real joy in gardening comes from the process itself, from tending to a plant, understanding its needs and watching it respond to your care. Take this knowledge, apply it in your own garden, and get ready to unlock the most massive, delicious fig harvest you've ever had. I can't wait to see what you grow. Happy gardening, and may your fig trees be heavy with fruit this season. If you found this helpful, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our latest gardening tips. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and I'll see you in the garden. Keep it epic.